In this unit, we're going to cover titling vehicles, dealer reassignments, how the purchaser selects the county for registration, license plate transfers, foreign and imported vehicles, web dealer, inspections, salvage titles, and nationwide motor vehicle bureaus. Titling vehicles. When a dealer sells a vehicle to a retail purchaser on the lot, state law requires you complete all documents necessary to title and register the vehicle in the customer's name. A dealer may be exempt from transferring the title based on the vehicle weight, which we will talk about those exceptions here in just a few moments. You will also be required to file the paperwork with the appropriate county tax assessor collector's office within 30 days of the sale when the vehicle was paid for with cash, or if the dealer has used a third-party lender. If a dealer is financing the vehicle, the dealer is required to file the paperwork with the appropriate county tax assessor collector's office within 45 days of the sale. If the vehicle is being sold to a military purchaser, then that goes up to 60 days. If your customer goes to the assessor collector's office to transfer the title of a vehicle purchased by you, an official complaint will be filed with the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles against your dealership, and you may face disciplinary action. I want to repeat that. If your customer takes the paperwork to your assessor collector's office to transfer the title on their own by a vehicle that was purchased by you, an official complaint will be filed with the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles against your dealership, and you may face disciplinary action. So remember, you are going to have to complete the paperwork. You must complete all documents required to register and title most vehicles you sell on your lot to a retail customer. This is Texas law. As you see here, there are a few exemptions when a dealer is not required to complete the documents that are required to register the vehicle, such as vehicles that have been declared a total loss, salvage and non-repairable vehicles, vehicles sold to out-of-state or foreign residents or dealers, vehicles over 11,000 pounds gross weight, trailers and semi-trailers weighing 4,000 pounds or less. Next, I want to go over assigning titles. The state of Texas allows licensed motor vehicle dealers to do what is known as a reassignment of ownership. A dealer is allowed to purchase a vehicle from one person, then reassign the ownership of the vehicle to another person. You might think of this as flipping a vehicle for profit. A Texas dealer's license number is required on all assignments and reassignments of a motor vehicle title, or even on a manufacturer's certificate of origin. A dealer that holds an independent GDN is never allowed to reassign a manufacturer's certificate of origin, or what we sometimes refer to as an MCO. An MCO is the document that's used to sell a brand new vehicle. So only franchise dealers selling brand new vehicles are allowed to sell vehicles on an MCO. Even if you ever purchase a new vehicle from a franchisee on an MCO, you would be required to title and register the vehicle before reselling, at which time it would no longer be new. At that time, it would actually be used. A dealer is not required to title and register a used vehicle in the dealership's name before assigning the vehicle to the subsequent purchaser. However, if the dealer wants to register any vehicle, then the dealer must file an application for Texas title. So, for example, if you purchase a vehicle at a dealer auction and you would like to use the vehicle, like maybe as a towing vehicle, then you would need to register, pay sales tax, and title that vehicle. When you're purchasing a vehicle to resell, whether you are purchasing it from an individual, directly from another dealer, or at a dealer auction, you must ensure that you are completing the title correctly. You're going to be in charge of the deal. So it is really important that you know how to complete the title correctly, whether you are buying or selling the vehicle. Many dealers will purchase all their vehicles from dealer auctions. And when you purchase a vehicle from a dealer auction, you're going to stand in a big long line after the sale at the dealer auction at the title clerk's desk. And the title clerk will then direct you where to sign the title. Dealer auctions complete several thousands of titles on a weekly basis, and they will easily show you how to complete the title before you leave the dealer auction. Sometimes, however, you will purchase a vehicle directly from an individual. Many dealers run advertisements to buy vehicles from individuals. And always think about this. You can never make a profit on selling a vehicle until you purchase a vehicle to resell. You will constantly be searching for vehicles to purchase so you can resell those vehicles for a profit. If you're searching for vehicles to buy from individuals, maybe you're searching on eBay or Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or your own local newspaper, you will need to ensure the person selling the vehicle has the legal selling rights to that vehicle. When you locate a vehicle you are interested in purchasing, you'll need to contact that seller and ask the very important question, is the title in your name? I want to repeat that important statement. When you contact that seller, always ask the very important question, is the title in your name? If the seller states the title is in their name, they normally have the legal selling rights to that vehicle. If the seller's name is on the title, then you can go ahead and purchase that vehicle. However, many times the seller may state their name is not on the title. They may say something like, no, the title's not in my name. I bought the vehicle for my neighbor. They signed the back of the title, and you can just come over here and buy it from me. The seller is in possession of an open title, which is illegal in all 50 states. The person attempting to sell you the vehicle has asked the previous seller to sign the back of the title and did not complete the purchaser's information. And here you see an example of an open title, sometimes called a blank title or even a skipped title because somebody has illegally skipped the payment of sales tax. So let's go ahead and magnify this a little bit. See where the previous seller was asked to print and sign their name. However, all the purchaser's information has been left blank. Possession of this title is illegal. The person attempting to sell you this vehicle is basically acting as a non-licensed dealer, illegally acting as a licensed dealer. This person is not completing the legal steps that you are completing in order to obtain a legal dealer's license. Not only is this transaction illegal, but think about this. Why would you ever support the operations of an illegal dealer that hasn't went through the steps that you are going through to become a legal dealer? Step away from this transaction immediately. Remember, when you're purchasing a vehicle from an individual, be sure you are only purchasing the vehicle from the person whose name is clearly printed on the front of the title. Now, when you've established the person selling the vehicle is the rightful owner, you will need to complete what's known as the first assignment of ownership on the title. You are basically assigning the ownership of the vehicle from the person selling the vehicle to your dealership. When a dealer purchases a vehicle to resell or takes a vehicle on trade, the dealership's name and address must be entered as the purchaser on the back of the title or, on the dealer's reassignment form in the name of purchaser section. The name you enter must match the name on your dealer's license exactly. I want to repeat that. The name you enter must match the name on your dealer's license exactly. Remember, the purchaser is always the person that is buying the vehicle, and the seller is always the person that is selling the vehicle. So here you see an example of the back of the Texas title that you see right here. So when you're purchasing a vehicle to resell, be sure to always include the purchaser's name and address, the odometer reading, and whether the odometer is accurate. If not, you would want to check box 1. You're going to have the date of the sale. Make sure and have the signature of the seller, the printed name of the seller, the signature of the buyer, the printed name of the buyer, and be sure to complete the assignment in its entirety because leaving any parts blank could be a violation of the law. Now, I want you to note here that the back of a Texas title has 4 assignment boxes, which allow basically 4 dealer-to-dealer sales or reassignments. The wholesale market in Texas is very strong. And, on several occasions, you might find a vehicle that has been bought and sold between several dealers before it finally goes to the retail customer. An example of this could be maybe one dealer purchases a vehicle from an individual, then takes it to sell directly at a dealer auction the following week. Then another dealer realizes the prices at another dealer auction are going quite a bit higher, so they might purchase the vehicle at one dealer auction and then just take it over to another dealer auction to sell the following week. And then another dealer purchases the vehicle from that dealer auction, and then maybe they sell it to a dealer across the street from their dealership. and then that dealer maybe sells it to a dealer in another state. So, there is multiple times I predict you're going to buy a vehicle that has been bought and sold between several dealers before it does actually go to the retail customer. Now, here you see examples of the first assignment that you see right here. And then you're also going to see this example of a second assignment that you see right here. And then you're going to see the third assignment. And now, since all these spaces are completed, we're going to refer to this as what we call a full title because it no longer has any reassignment spaces on the back. So we refer to this as a full title. Next, however, I want to talk about the dealer's reassignment of title, form VTR-41-A. You can use this form when the title is full, but you can also use it when there still are reassignment spaces on the back of the title. The dealer's reassignment form VTR-41-A is a secure document that you may not download from the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles website. And here in just a moment, I'm going to discuss that very important control number of form VTR-41-A, which is always going to be located on the lower right of the form. You're going to need to obtain this form from a regional service center. And for some reason, if you do not know where your closest regional service center is located, then you can jump on this website right here and you can select the area of the state that you're in and then just select your local contact information. I want you to be aware that a licensed Texas dealer may use form VTR-41-A to assign a motor vehicle to a transferee, even when all of the reassignments on the back of the title are not complete. And it may only be used after the dealer has obtained assignment of the vehicle from the owner that is actually listed on the title. Once a dealer has completed an assignment on form VTR-41-A, no further assignments may be made on that title or even a certified copy of the title. When purchasing a vehicle from an individual to resell, always make sure that you are only purchasing it from the person whose name is clearly printed on the front of that title. If a licensed dealer's name is on the front of the title, then the dealer may not use this form. I want to repeat that. If a dealer's name is on the front of the title, then the dealer may not use form VTR-41-A to assign the motor vehicle. In a situation where a dealer is the recorded owner on the front of the title, then the dealer must make assignments on the back of the certificate of title. Remember, you can never use a form VTR-41-A if the dealership owner's name is on the front of the title. And here you see an example of a title that does have open reassignments available, but the dealer has chosen to reassign the vehicle using form VTR-41-A. Note the reassignment information in the second reassignment box. A dealer making a reassignment on form VTR-41-A when open reassignments are available on the title or, an existing secure document such as form VTR-41-A must write in the next open reassignment, reassigned on, and then enter the control number of the form VTR-41-A. And as I said a moment ago, the control number is printed in red ink. It will have 8 digits, and it's always located in the lower right corner of form VTR-41-A. Now, this screen shows an example with the VTR-41-A control number if that number would happen to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which I'm sure will never be the actual control number. But this is obviously an example of the control number and how it would be entered on a title that has been reassigned using form VTR-41-A. Remember, anytime you purchase a vehicle to resell, you will have to obtain that VIR, that's your vehicle inspection report, and that can be obtained from any Texas Department of Public Safety vehicle inspection station. Any facility that offers safety inspections can provide the VIR. And always remember, a vehicle inspection report is required on any vehicle that you purchase that has an out-of-state title. I also want you to be aware that the purchaser must select the county for the vehicle to be registered. The purchaser of the vehicle, that's the person that's buying the vehicle from you, is allowed to select one of 3 counties for the vehicle they have purchased from you to be registered in. The dealer is never allowed to make that selection. The purchaser must choose one of the following 3 county registration options: the county where the sale took place, the county in which the customer lives, and the county of the lien holder. So the retail purchaser must designate one of 3 county options for the vehicle they have purchased from you to be registered. So be ready to complete. It's called County of Title Issuance Form VTR-136, and you'll need to keep this form in your records. This form must be completed on all retail sales by the dealer when that vehicle is being titled in the state of Texas. I want to repeat that. Form VTR-136 must be completed on all retail sales by the dealer when the vehicle is being titled in the state of Texas. And the title transfer documents and fees must be sent to the county that is chosen by the purchaser. So this form is not submitted with other documentation that you might be submitting to your own county tax assessor collector's office. So I'll show you that form in a minute. But the only exceptions to VTR 136 would be a vehicle that is declared a total loss, a salvage vehicle, a vehicle purchased by a person that lives in another country and is taking the vehicle out of the country immediately, vehicles sold to out-of-state dealers, vehicles sold to out-of-country dealers, vehicles that weigh over 11,000 pounds, and trailers that weigh less than 4,000 pounds. So here you see that very important form VTR 136. When you're completing form VTR 136, be sure to enter the information for the vehicle sold, then only enter the county to be registered in at the time of the sale of the vehicle. Because remember, the customer must choose the county for registration. You would never want to enter a county before the sale, since state law requires the purchaser to select the county of registration. Then have the purchaser sign and hand print their name, then date it. And, in the scenario that a county office is closed, then the customer can choose an alternative county to have their vehicle registered. The dealer must sign and date this as well. And always be sure to keep a copy of all documents that you're completing on every vehicle you sell, because you are never going to have too much paperwork. Let's talk about license plate transfers. Licensed motor vehicle dealers may use Form VTR 904 to transfer license plates from a purchaser's Texas registered vehicle to a newly purchased used vehicle at the time of the title application if it's allowed by law. The dealer is required to remove plates and stickers on cars 6,000 pounds or less and light trucks 10,000 pounds or less at the time of trade-in or dealer purchase. I want to repeat that very important statement. The dealer is required to remove the plates and stickers on cars 6,000 pounds or less and trucks 10,000 pounds or less at the time of trade-in or dealer purchase. The form may be used for general issue or specialty license plates, so do please keep that in mind. And always remember that general issue plates may only be transferred from a passenger car or a truck to a passenger car or a truck. And remember, license plates must be in good condition with a readable plate number that is suitable for transfer. There's no fee to transfer the license plates. And here you see the form VTR 904. When you're completing VTR 904, be sure to enter the purchaser's information, your dealer information. Don't forget to enter your P number, the vehicle information, and then select the vehicle type. Be sure to only select one of these 4 boxes. Never check more than one. Check one only. And then you're going to enter the plate number and the license plate name, then have the purchaser sign and print their name, and then date it. Be sure to use this form every time you transfer a license plate from the purchaser's previous vehicle to the vehicle they are purchasing from you. I want to give you that quick reminder. You may always go to the TexasDealers.com website, scroll down to the bottom on any page and click on Texas Dealer Forms to be sure you are using all of the required forms on every transaction. Foreign and imported vehicles. Importing a vehicle from another state. The following information must be included when purchasing a vehicle from another state. You'll need the proof of inspection. Remember, that's your vehicle inspection report. We call that the VIR. A vehicle inspection report is also actually required on any title that says VIN certification waived when applying for registration. Odometer disclosure is required unless that vehicle is exempt. An original out-of-state title or some other type of valid ownership evidence would be required. Proof of sales tax payment or current foreign or military ownership document. Remember, you got to have that completed form 130-U. The applicant names on the form 130-U, remember, must match that which are reflected on their government-issued photo identification as per state law. The following information must be included when purchasing a vehicle from another country. If you're importing a vehicle from another country, the vehicle must meet all federal and state importation requirements prior to titling or registering the vehicle in Texas. So you're going to need a form from the United States Customs and Border Protection Office documenting that the vehicle has been legally imported through customs. And, you might go to Google and search for CBP vehicle import forms to hopefully assist you. To properly import your vehicle, the vehicle must meet the federal motor vehicle safety standards that are established by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. You'll need a safety inspection, so it must pass a Texas safety inspection if you're going to be obtaining a registration. And you can have your vehicle inspected at any Texas certified safety inspection station. The inspection station will provide you with an original vehicle inspection report, that's your VIR, that's signed by the investigator. You'll also have to have what's known as a VIN inspection. The vehicle must be inspected by a trained auto theft investigator who is a law enforcement officer in the state of Texas. So the investigator must either be an employee of or assigned to a municipal police auto theft unit, or a county sheriff's department auto theft unit, or a Texas Department of Public Safety Criminal Investigations Division, or a motor vehicle crime prevention authority, or an authorized employee of the National Insurance Criminal Bureau. So upon the completion of this VIN inspection, you're going to be provided with an original law enforcement identification number inspection by that law enforcement officer, and that's going to be form VTR-68-A that is actually signed by the investigator. So after your vehicle passes customs, federal, state inspection, you just take all those forms down to your county tax office, and you would also need to make sure that any forms that are in another language must be actually transferred into English. So do please keep that in mind as well.